Oh, today we're going to talk about faith, and I would like to talk about it in a way you might not have thought of before, just so I could be original. And I'm going to just say that essentially everybody has faith. You have faith that the world is as you think it is right now. You have that faith. You're pretty sure it is how you think it is, or just about like that. And that is your faith. And that's basically how you navigate life, is that you believe that you understand the world, and therefore you know how you can move through it. And when you get to the point where you realize, I don't understand the world, it's generally not very happy, is it? It's a terrible time when you go, what the hell? When we don't understand, it's really difficult. And I would like to say that's the moment at which you might learn something, but it's also quite stressful for us. When our paradigm, our worldview, when that changes. I believe part of the beauty of being a human being is that we can change our paradigm, our worldview, what we think we know about the world, and what we think we know about ourselves and everything else. We can change it, and if we change it and then believe it, it becomes our new faith. The predominant thought you have is what is the world that you get. The predominant thought. Now, so, there are lots of little bumps in there, and it's not a smooth one thing, because your life is not one thing, and your thoughts are not one thing, but the predominant thought you have will guide your life in that direction of experience. Now, the circumstances may change, but your experience can stay the same. What type of experience you will let in is determined by your predominant thought. And your predominant thought is a big piece of the way you see the world, and it's a big thing you have faith in. You believe your predominant thought because you've said it so often, and as you know, if you think something often enough, it becomes a habit. And if you let the habit go, it becomes a characteristic of you. And after a while, you just think it is. That's just the truth. Now, one of the bad things about faith, worldview, paradigm, your predominant thought, is that it determines your experience. And so you get reinforcement for the very thing you have already decided. Let it be done unto you as your faith. This is scriptural. It's not even me making this up. I mean, this is, according to your faith, let it be done. Right? And we preclude the experiences that contradict it. We can't see them. They're there in front of us. The truth is, not all people are that way, but if we believe all people are that way, that's going to be our experience. Now, there may be a miracle every once in a while that happens against what you believe, and you may get a shock that, oh, well, maybe not everybody's like that, but that would be a shock, because you're expecting it to be this way. If you have a negative view of something, and you have said it to yourself so often that it becomes rote to you, then what will be your ability to see beyond your own filter will be so much diminished that you will begin to be reinforced by the thoughts you have, and it will then turn out to be the world you live in. Because very little can come in that disagrees with that. Now, if it's done unto you as your faith, then you have really boxed yourself in. It becomes a huge burden for you to be right from then on out. If your worldview is negative, if you are right, it's wrong. It's bad. You can feel bad, or you can feel worse. Unless you change your worldview. And this is where faith comes in. Many of the great saints can be interpreted to say that essentially we live inside of God. It is the presence in which we live and move and have our being. It is, for some, even who we are being. This thing, this unseeable thing, is everywhere present. And it is as though, like we were fish in the ocean, and we would say, what's water? They're trying to describe something that is so interpenetrating, so everywhere, that if you were to split the wood, I am there. If you crack open the apple, I am there. If you look in your heart, I am there. This is a vision of the world, that the creative force that has caused all of existence to come into being is still active and alive in the world, and it's in you, not as something to be found, but is profoundly who you are and cannot be distinguished from who you are. It is you, and yet you don't know it because the predominant thought has precluded you seeing it. It's another way in which faith is reflected back to you. As you believe, so you will experience. And so what Christianity has been saying for quite a long time, it is according to your faith that you are saved, not anything you did. And the reason they say that is because it allows you to see the grace, which is another word for the positive energy that is always flowing to you, surrounding you, and the world. That the very thing that created the world isn't here just to make the world suffer, but is involved in its evolution, that is pulling you toward it, toward the revelation that you are loved, cherished, and identical with the one presence.
I hope you got something out of today's service. We intend to bring you things that will help you in your life become more of who you want to be, give you the freedom of forgiveness and the hope of expectancy that your life will unfold in a way that brings you joy, happiness, and is a contribution to the world. If you would like to contribute to this ministry, please go to unitytriangle.org, hit the donate button, and it will lead you into an easy way of doing that. We thank you for your attention and look forward to seeing you again here.